Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Word to World English. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been with us for a while, we are so glad you're here.
Hey, great to see you all. I've been really looking forward to today's episode. Every time we record, I think, oh, this is going to be a fun one. And today is definitely one of those days.
Same! I was actually thinking about today's topic this morning while I was making coffee. I heard the birds outside and I thought, wait, did I hear them or did I listen to them? And then I thought, is there even a difference?
Ha! That is exactly what we're talking about today. We're going to break down 4 very common English verbs that learners mix up all the time. Listen, hear, see, and look. 4 verbs, 2 pairs. And yes, there are real differences between them.
By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly when to use each one, why they're different, and how to sound much more natural in your everyday English conversations.
Before we dive in, we want to hear from you. Which pair do you find more confusing? Listen versus hear? Or see versus look? Drop your answer in the comments right now. We read every single comment.
And if you're finding this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to Word to World English so you never miss an episode. We put out new content every week to help you speak English with more confidence. Now, let's get into it.
All right, let's start with the first pair. Listen and hear. These 2 words are both about sound, both about your ears, but they work in very different ways.
Okay, so here's the core idea. Hear is passive. It happens automatically. You don't choose to hear something. It just comes into your ears. Listen is active. You make a choice. You focus. You pay attention.
Right. So the structure is simple. With hear, the sound comes to you. With listen, you go to the sound, mentally speaking. Think of it like this. Hearing is something that happens to you. Listening is something you do. Let me give you some examples. I was sitting in a cafe and I heard someone crying. I didn't try to, it just happened. The sound reached me. But then I listened carefully to see if they were okay. Perfect. Another one. I can hear the rain outside right now. I'm not trying to, it's just happening.
Okay, so here's the core idea. Hear is passive. It happens automatically. You don't choose to hear something, it just comes into your ears. Listen is active. You make a choice. You focus. You pay attention.
Right. So the structure is simple. With hear, the sound comes to you. With listen, you go to the sound, mentally speaking. Think of it like this. Hearing is something that happens to you. Listening is something you do.
Let me give you some examples. I was sitting in a cafe and I heard someone crying. I didn't try to. It just happened. The sound reached me. But then I listened carefully to see if they were okay.
Perfect. Another one. I can hear the rain outside right now. I'm not trying to. It's just happening. But when I got in my car this morning, I listened to music. I chose to put it on. I focused on it.
Oh, and here's one from my own life. My neighbor was on the phone and I could hear her through the wall. I didn't want to, it just happened. But then, and I'm not proud of this, I started listening. I was curious what she was talking about.
Ha, we've all been there.
So you heard accidentally, and then you listened on purpose. That's the difference in one real-life moment right there. Listeners, can you think of a time you heard something without trying to? Write it in the comments. We'd love to know.
Now, let's look at the negative forms. You can say, I didn't hear you, meaning the sound didn't reach you. Maybe it was too quiet or you were distracted. And you can say, I wasn't listening, meaning you weren't paying attention, even if you did hear the sound.
That's such an important distinction. Someone says something to you, and you say, sorry, I didn't hear you. That means the words didn't reach your ears. But if you say, sorry, I wasn't listening, you heard them, you just weren't focused. Very different messages.
Can you think of a situation where you said, I wasn't listening, and maybe got into a little bit of trouble for it? Let's be honest, it happens to all of us.
Okay,
Quick summary for this section. Hear, passive, automatic, no effort. Listen, active, intentional, focused. You hear a noise. You listen to a podcast. And both verbs are completely natural. You just need to choose the right one for the situation. Simple, right?
Now, let's go a little deeper, because these two verbs show up in some really interesting ways in everyday English, and knowing these patterns will make your English sound so much more fluent.
Let's talk about hear first. One really common use is with news or information. In English, we often say, "Have you heard?" or "I heard that." This means you received some information, often casually from someone else.
For example, hey, have you heard? Sarah got a new job. That means, did this information reach you? Did you receive this news? It's not about sitting down and focusing. It's about receiving information, almost like your ears were just open and it came in.
And in a more formal context, you might say, "The judge will hear the case tomorrow," or "We look forward to hearing from you." These are set expressions where hear means to receive officially or formally.
Now, with listen, one really useful pattern is listen to plus a noun. Listen to music, listen to a podcast, listen to advice. When you add a person, you say, "Listen to me," or "She never listens to her parents." That feeling of paying attention to someone is key.
There's also a difference in formal versus informal usage. In very casual English, you might hear someone say, "Just listen, okay?" That can mean pay attention or hear me out. It's almost like a command to focus. Whereas, "Did you hear me?" is more of a question about whether the sound reached you. Let's do a quick practice. I'm going to give you a situation, and I want you to say the answer out loud before I give it. Ready? You're watching a documentary about birds. Are you hearing it or listening to it? Listening, because you chose to watch it. You're paying attention. You're focused. Great. Next one. You're walking down the street and a car horn goes off near you. Did you listen to it or hear it? You heard it. You didn't choose it. It just happened. Okay, try to write your own example sentence using hear and one using listen in the comments. Let's see what you come up with. This kind of practice really locks it in. Here's a review of the key points so far. First, hear is passive. The sound comes to you without effort. Second, listen is active. You choose to pay attention. Third, hear is also used for receiving news and information. And listen often appears with the preposition to. Great stuff.
Okay, now let's move to the second pair. See and look. And you already know where this is going, right? Because the exact same logic applies. See is passive. Look is active. Just like hear and listen.
Exactly. See is what happens naturally when you open your eyes. Look is when you turn your attention, your eyes and your focus towards something on purpose. Let me give you a simple example. I opened the curtains and I saw a rainbow. I didn't try to. It was just there and my eyes registered it.
But I looked out the window to check the weather. That was a deliberate action. I chose to direct my gaze somewhere specific. I had a reason. I made an effort.
And just like listen comes with the preposition to, look often comes with at. Look at me. Look at this photo. Look at what I found. Whereas see doesn't usually need a preposition. I see it. I saw her yesterday. I can see the mountains from here.
Now, here's a really natural tip. When you want someone to pay attention to something visually, you say, "Look. Look at this." Or "Look over there." You wouldn't say "see this" in the same way. Look is the call to action. It's urgent. It's direct. See is more of a quiet observation.
And there's a really interesting informal use of see in English. We use see for understanding. Do you see what I mean? I don't see the point. Oh, I see. That means, oh, I understand. It's not about your eyes at all in those cases.
Oh, I love that. And look can also be used to get someone's attention at the start of a sentence. Look, I need to tell you something. Look, I'm not angry, but it's like a verbal nudge. It means pay attention to what I'm about to say. Let's do a quick mini practice. I say a sentence and you choose see or look. Ready? You're in a gallery. Someone taps your shoulder and says, blank at this painting. It's incredible. Look at this painting, because they're asking you to direct your attention on purpose. And then he might say, wow, I've never blank anything so beautiful. That's seen. I've never seen anything so beautiful. You didn't choose to find it beautiful. It just happened to you. See the difference? And there.
Okay, let's talk about mistakes. And honestly, both of us have made these, so there's no judgment here. When you're learning English, mixing up these verbs is super common, and knowing the mistakes helps you avoid them.
Mistake number 1, saying, I am listening a song. This is wrong because listen needs the preposition to. The correct version is, I am listening to a song. Simple fix, but so common.
And why do people make that mistake? Because in many other languages, the verb for listen doesn't need an extra word. So learners translate directly and leave out to. But in English, it's always listen to something. Always.
Mistake number 2, using see instead of look when giving directions or instructions. For example, wrong, see the menu on the table. Correct, look at the menu on the table. Because you're asking for active, focused attention. See doesn't carry that directional force.
Here's a funny one I catch myself doing sometimes. I'll say, I heard the movie was great. And people look at me a little funny, because you don't usually hear a movie. You hear about a movie. The full phrase is, I heard that the movie was great. Or even better, I've heard the movie is great. Tiny word, big difference.
Mistake number 3, using look instead of see for accidental things. Saying, I looked the accident on the road sounds very unnatural because you didn't choose to see it. It was sudden and unexpected. The natural sentence is, I saw the accident on the road. Remember, see for passive, unplanned moments.
And one more. Confusing I didn't hear and I wasn't listening. If someone gave you instructions and you missed them, the honest thing to say is, I wasn't listening, sorry. But if you genuinely couldn't hear because it was too loud, then I didn't hear you is correct. Don't use them interchangeably.
So let's recap the mistake fixes. 1, listen to, not listen without to. 2, look at for directed attention, not see. 3, hear about something, not hear something when it's news or information. 4, saw for accidental visual moments, not looked. You've got this. Mistakes are part of learning. Every single one of us makes them.
Okay, time for our favorite part. Choose the correct sentence. I'll give you 2 options, and you pick the right one. Say it out loud if you can. Speaking the answer out loud is one of the best ways to make it stick in your brain.
Situation 1, you're at a concert. Which is correct? A, I listened to the music the whole night. Or B, I heard the music the whole night.
A, I listened to the music because you chose to go. You were focused and present. You were actively engaged. If you said B, it's not totally wrong, but listened captures that intentional enjoyment so much better in this context.
Situation 2, you wake up and there's a strange sound outside. Which is correct? A, I looked out of the window. Or B, I saw out of the window.
A, I looked out of the window because it was a deliberate action. You were curious. You pointed your eyes somewhere on purpose. Looking is the action. Seeing is what might happen as a result. And you might then say, and I saw a fox.
Great. Situation 3, your friend tells you some exciting news. Which is more natural? A, have you listened to? Maria is moving to Paris. Or B, have you heard? Maria is moving to Paris. B, have you heard? That's how we share and receive news in English. Heard is perfect for this. Listened would sound strange because you're not asking them to focus on anything. You're checking if the information reached them. Situation 4, your teacher is explaining something and asks, blank, do you understand? Fill in the blank. Look or see? Look. Look, do you understand?
That opening word look is a conversational tool. It signals pay attention. I'm making an important point. And now, your challenge. Write a short sentence in the comments using each of the 4 verbs. One sentence with hear, one with listen, one with see, one with look. Real conversation beats perfect grammar every time. Exactly. Don't wait until you feel perfectly ready. Use these words today. Try them in a sentence. Make a mistake. Fix it. That's how real fluency happens. In conversation, not in silence. See you next time.
Okay, what a great episode! Today we really dug into 4 words that seem simple but trip up so many learners. And now you know exactly what they mean and when to use them.
Let's bring it all together. Number 1, hear and see are passive. They happen to you automatically without any effort or choice. Number 2, listen and look are active. You choose to do them. You focus. You direct your attention. Number 3, listen always needs the preposition to. Look is often followed by at. And both see and hear have special idiomatic uses. See for understanding, hear for receiving news.
You came here today with a question. What's the actual difference? And now you have the answer. Not just a textbook rule, but real examples, real mistakes, real practice. That's what Word to World English is all about.
Here's a little something to think about before next time. Listen carefully to native English speakers, in movies, in music, in conversations, and notice which words they use. You'll start hearing the difference without even trying, which is kind of perfect, right?
If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a like. It helps more learners find us. Share it with a friend who's learning English. And if you haven't subscribed to Word to World English yet, please do it now. We have so many amazing episodes coming your way, and we don't want you to miss a single one.
You're doing something really brave by learning a language, and we are genuinely proud of every one of you. Keep going. Keep practicing. Keep making mistakes, because that's exactly how you grow. We'll see you in the next one. See you next time.